Hi learners, hope you're enjoying my English lessons. How is my presentation? Do you think it is easy or a bit difficult for you? So your liberty. Feel free to express your views, comments and suggestions. We're always ready to receive them. Unless we know whether what we are teaching reaches you, I think it's of no use. The purpose of this channel will be defeated, as you know well. Whatever difficulty you have or whatever suggestion you have, perhaps in what way you think that you can better this or refine this channel, you're welcome. This is one of the reasons I have named my channel as your friendly English tutor. I'm always ready to take and see that your criticism is very constructive, very pointed and brief. As I told you earlier, I'm going to keep the notes of what I teach in this channel in the blog also. In the blog, along with the notes of what I teach in the classroom, you can find exercises also. We keep exercises for you. So it is through exercises you get a wonderful drilling of what I have taught in the class. This will give you a clear idea. This will help you to master the concept of what I have been teaching in the class. Well, feel free to talk to me. I told you already that I'm your friendly English tutor. If my experience of teaching English and my passion for English teaching perhaps is beneficial to you, well, I'll be the happiest man or happiest teacher perhaps. And I hope that I have done justice to my job, the teaching profession, especially the profession of English teaching. Well, after having said that, let me get into today's lesson. In today's lesson, otherwise chapter 2, I'm going to tell you about B forms. B forms are very essential to make tenses, passive voice, and to make imperative sentences also. They appear to be very simple, but their use and significance is very, very great, which I'm going to unveil this in my advanced lessons of B forms. Now, let me confine to the B forms first. Now, all of you take a glance at this. B forms are 8 in number. As you can see in this box, be, is, am, are, was, were, being and been. You just count, have an idea? They are 8 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. They are 8 in number. They are not one and the same. Each form has its own use and place to use. In advanced lessons, I'll tell you that. Now, coming to form, let us classify these B forms into a table, so that you can have an idea how they are going to be used. The basic understanding of B forms is that. Now, coming to the point here, first, B is the base form of all these 8 forms. Because from B, the rest of the forms that there are 7 have come up. So B is the base form, or the stem you can call it. Next, B is base form. And from this B have come am, is and are. What are these? These are present tense B forms. Next, was and were. Have you observed? In the present tense forms you have am, is, are. 3 forms are there. When it comes to past tense, you have only was and were. How come that? Because the past tense of am and also the past tense of is, both are same. Both are same. It means that they take different forms in present tense, but the same forms in past tense. Just keep it in mind. I'll tell you when to use and how to use. There is no confusion at all. It's just the dynamics of knowing the tenses. Next, being. It's like be plus ing form. Go plus ing form, going, right plus ing, right form, writing. Similarly, be plus ing. It's called being. It is ing form, otherwise present participle if you know it well. The last one, been. Been is the third form of the verb, or if you know it already, it is the past participle, we can call it. Like it's like go, went, gone. What is gone? Gone is the third form of go. Another form, sing, sang, sung. What is sung? Sung is the third form of sing. I think I'm clear. Be, present tense. Be is present tense. Present tense be forms are is, am, or. Then what is be? Be is the base form, Because it is from this base form, the rest of the 7 be forms have come up. The dynamics, small dynamics that you have to keep in mind is that be is a base form, and whenever you have to use be form in present tense, you have to use either is, am, or, depending upon the context. Suppose you have to use the past tense of be form. It comes into effect when you have to use or make sentence with the be form, which I will tell you. The past tense of be forms are was and were, and being is an ing form. Whenever you have to use be in ing form in the present participle, we use it. Am I clear, my dear friends? Last one, been. I told you earlier, been is the third form or past participle of the verb. This is for your understanding, and I'm going to explain to you the uses of these in a nutshell. Well, let me give you an idea of the usage of be forms. Be as a be form, it can be used to give orders, advice, and suggestions. And next, in the future continuous tenses also we use its base form, its original form. There will be no change at all. The last one, the passive voice also we use in certain aspects. After will, shall, can, may, like that. And the next one, in is, am, or, these are present tenses you know already. They are used with nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and etc. etc. Next one, in continuous tenses, you know that there are three tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tenses. Well, now is, am, or. What are these? These are the present tense be forms. They are used mainly in continuous tenses. Present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous also. And they can be used with nouns, adjectives, and adverbs also. Okay, I don't want to confuse you by giving examples here, which I would like to take up next time. I told you, don't get worried. And third use of is, am, or is passive voice. We use in passive voice also. Next, the third aspect, was and were. Was and were. Past tense be forms. They are used again with nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and then continuous tenses. In past continuous tense, especially was and were we use them. Well, in passive voice also we use, my dear learners. And next, being. I told you already, being is the continuous tense or ing form, you can call it. It is used as a noun. Try to understand, my friends. Being can be used as a noun. And in the continuous tenses, present continuous or past continuous also. And one more, with adjectives we can use, and then in passive voice also we can use them. The last form of be, that is been, it is used in the three perfect continuous tenses. Present perfect we have, present perfect continuous tense we have, past perfect continuous tense we have, and future perfect continuous tense you have. In all these three, We use been, and it is used in present perfect also. No? Present perfect tense. All these, what I say about the uses of these be forms will be taken up in my next lessons. And the third use of been is to use it in passive voice also. Well, that's all about be forms, my dear friends. In a nutshell, let me tell you, be forms are 8 in number. Be, is, am, are, was, were, being, and been. And then these can be classified in this table as be as base form, is, am, are as the present tense be forms, and was and were as the past tense of be forms. And being as the continuous tense or the ing form of original be form. That is base form. The last one, been, is the third form of the verb. Like go, went, gone. Gone is like gone. Been is also. Okay. With this in mind, a lot of English you can learn. Perhaps you get surprised. Should there be this much to learn about be forms? Well, that's all, my dear learners. I hope that I'll be delivering the goods. That's all for this week, and let's meet in the next video lesson. Thank you, your friend English teacher Chandrasekhar. Bye.